action! What's going on, man? I know exactly where to put my audio, thank you very much. Rude. Most important thing. Right, ready, husband? Okay, so today we've had a food request from our friend Jen, and she wants to know how to make spring rolls. So I'm gonna do you a spring roll that my mum grew up with, but this is now my own recipe. Let's start off with the ingredients, hey? Most important thing is the protein. 1 kilogram of pork mince, vermicelli noodles. Well, a lot of people know them as glass noodles. Wood ear mushrooms. They're called wood ear mushrooms because they grow out of decomposing wood logs and they look like little ears. Little logs. Cabbage, carrot, green onions. I'm using shallots today because they taste better than onions. Garlic and ginger as well. We are going to mix prawns in with our pork, so that just gives it a bit of bounciness without having to add fat into it because this is quite lean pork. Seasoning ingredients, chicken bouillon, whole white peppercorns, a little bit of brown sugar, oyster sauce, Shaoxing Wine, light soy sauce. This one is one of my favorites. Dex on board. Caramelised soy sauce as well, and this is just olive oil. Most important thing that I nearly forgot to show you, spring roll pastry. No point in making it. Buy it from the shop. It's so much easier. And that's it. We start off with vegetables. We're gonna peel these down. They are delicious, but they're a bit annoying. So if you wanna use normal onions, you're welcome to as well. I wonder if there's an easier way to peel these. In my lifetime, I've not found one yet. I think the easiest way I found is to delegate it. Just peeling the garlic. Brilliant, that's peeled. Let's peel the rest of these. Ginger. Just getting all the aromats all ready to go. I'm gonna use my little thing to grate this, and we're gonna chop this, and we're gonna chop this. So what we want from the cabbage is like kind of finely chopped cabbage. So we are just chopping it in little strips like this. Cabbage is good because it's a vegetable that holds its texture. So even if it's cooked through, it still has a nice little bite to it. Goes into here. Home cooking, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna do the green onions. This goes in. We grate the carrots straight into here. All right, we are done. Carrots, reconvene all the carrots from all over the table. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna do the wood ear mushrooms. So you wanna chop these kind of like into little strips. These you can buy dry, and you just have to soak them to rehydrate them. You just put in as much as you like, really. That's that prep done. Let's do the aromatics. Ginger. And then we slice. Ginger. We love garlic. We're just chopping these roughly because I'm gonna cook these down anyway. I've got a surge of itchiness in my ear. Okay, we're done. I need one of those clean. With the vermicelli noodles, they're quite long, so you want to cut them up so that they're shorter bite-sized pieces. So it's easier when you're wrapping them up. Right, it's all ready to one side. Right, we're gonna prepare the prawns. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna chop these up, add them in, slice them up. Would you like a drink, my husband? Cheers. Ding ding. Ah, lovely. It gives it quite a nice texture when you're eating the spring rolls as well. Let's go straight in here. So basically the spring roll, we're just gonna marinate and just make the filling. And then after that, we'll wrap it. Kitchen lights on, my baby. Follow me. Big pan, cabbage. We're gonna fry off the cabbage a little bit so it's not so raw, makes it easier to roll. This, aromatics. Pan, smidge of oil, just so that it doesn't stick. Shallots going first because they take the longest to cook. perfectly hot. Turn the heat down actually. When that starts becoming translucent and getting a bit crispy, you can add in the ginger. That's ready too, so that's gonna go in. So we're multitasking here, aren't we? So basically what you're trying to achieve with the cabbage, you just want to wilt it down a little bit. You don't want to overcook it. So as soon as it starts to cook, they start to become less rigid, so they're easier to work with when you're rolling it. See, it's not quite ready yet, because some of it's translucent and this one's not quite. So a couple more minutes, maybe like a minute or so, and then we'll add the ginger in. Garlic goes in last because garlic just burns. I like frying the cabbage off before adding it to the mix because it also gets these little bits of char, gives a bit of smokiness when you're actually eating the spring rolls. That's starting to look really good. Gonna add the ginger in. No, garlic, you stay back. Okay, this is done. Off. See that? All those tiny little edges of char. And see how it's not so rigid? I was gonna say, see how it's limp? Rude. Because you don't want to put this into the raw meat whilst it's hot. So you want this to cool down. Beautiful. Last one to go in. Garlic. Ooh, don't drop the camera. Right, that's done. Turn it off. When you turn it off, it continues to cook for a bit longer. Caramelization on some of it. You got a bit of char on some. I wish there was something called smell-o-vision. Right, we back. So I'm just gonna transfer this into a bigger tray so that we can mix it all in properly. We're gonna season the meat and then we'll add everything in and then we'll let it marinate. See how it looks so nicely dispersed with the prawns? Beautiful. Shaoxing wine. I don't know how much to put, but this much is probably a cupful. What this does, it cuts the porkiness. A little bit of bouillon, chicken bouillon, soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons. This is very, very sticky, so don't go directly in. I always go on a spoon. I probably want about half a teaspoon because a little bit goes a long way. There it is. It's like molasses. Tiny bit of sugar. About half a teaspoon, I think that's enough. White peppercorns. I like it best when they're freshly ground just before going in. They smell amazing. White pepper also cuts the porkiness. And then we have the oyster sauce. Mix it all in. You don't want to work it too much because you don't want the proteins to kind of break down. So that's why I'm using chopsticks. Cabbage in. The aromatic shallots, ginger and onion in. And then you have your woodier mushrooms and raw carrots and green onion. Mix well. And then you have to let it sit for a while so the marinade kicks in. You want some more? So we're gonna set this aside, which means, cardinal sin. I forgot the noodles. All right. Let's add the noodles. Oh my days, what kind of recipe is this? We set aside for it to marinate and then we clean. We'll come back. We gotta make some glue. So everybody makes different glue. My glue is just plain flour and water. And you'll see what I use the glue for in a minute. Bit of just tap water. that water in and just make it to a consistency that you're able to work with. And that just holds everything together nicely. We have marinade, glue, pastry. Da-na-na-na. Where's my scissors? We open these. The tray. These are my favorite ones. You can use other ones, but they're just not as elite. Right, so we're just gonna separate these to make it easier to work with, because you don't wanna keep separating. These are already pre-cut, so they're the perfect size for like a small spring roll. See how nice and thin they are? Spring rolls is what we call them. Let me show you how to wrap. So you get a nice little spoonful of filling. So you pick it up from the bottom and then you use your finger to sweep all the way back. Squishy, 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 all the way back. And then you roll up to about halfway. Then you fold the corners in. Ooh, I think I might have overfilled it, guys. Pinch the corners here so it doesn't flare out. See how it tucks in? Roll. When you get to this part, you get a bit of your glue. You glue everything down. This is crucial for when you're frying it, because if you don't glue down the wings, they unravel when you're cooking it. Nice, tight little spring roll. And we just continue. So this amount of filling will make quite a lot, actually. I've never actually counted how much it actually makes, but if you want to count it, go for your life. And then if you don't have any things, you just roll them into balls and make meatballs. Ain't that a thought? Right, see, got my little soldiers. They're all kind of slightly different shapes. But nonetheless, they still taste delicious. We're rolling till the morning. You know what my mum used to do? She used to take food orders from her friends, and then she'd be like, oh yeah, I can do whatever, like a few thousand or whatever spring rolls. And then she'll be like, oh, Mott's your job, come. I'm like, bloody hell, mum. Slave labor, didn't get to see any of the income. Right, you can put the camera down and come start rolling now. Come on, come. So we've done 1 pack of spring roll skins. So if you want to freeze these like this, you're welcome to. That's absolutely fine. They keep really well. And then when you take them out, you fry them from frozen, like a frozen chippy. Let's go. Heat on and oil in. I'm just gonna put enough to coat or cover the spring rolls. Right, look at these little guys, ready to be cooked. The oil's getting hot. Look, it's starting to change. Can you see? Not ready yet, but it's starting to move. One also thing to note is if you like to put a lot of sugar in your marinade, your spring rolls will come out a little bit darker because sugar burns, caramelizes. You'll know when the oil is ready because the chopsticks will start to bubble up. The reason why that happens is because the wood retains moisture. The other way is you can get a thermometer. But I'm Asian, so I don't even know what heat you need to wait for. Let's have a comparison. This one's my one. It looks like a sausage. Boop, 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 boop. Husband's one, so flabby. It doesn't bounce back. So flab. This one's gonna leak. You know the only way to prevent that, except for skill, is by double wrapping. Bubbles are coming up fast and hard. We are ready to rock and roll. Let's put flabby in. Ready? Perfect. Let's put saucy sauce in. You don't want to overcrowd the pan. You want to put enough in but also you don't want to put too many in that you decrease the temperature of the oil, because you're putting cold into hot, right? So you put it in, leave it for a couple of seconds, make sure the heat comes back, and then you add the next one, and you just keep going like so, because you don't want to bring down the temperature of the oil that is cooking. All right, it's coming up nicely already. A little bit of paper towel in a bowl. Beautiful. Perfectly golden brown, look at that. Let's go! We have our spring rolls and our sweet chili sauce. Oof. Look at that steam. I'm gonna try and make it look fancy. Ooh, baby. Make it fancy. And that, my friends, is a spring roll. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. I'm gonna eat all these. There's none left for you. I don't know why you're not eating.